What's up, YouTube? I am bringing you a match that I played against WhoNeedsMeta. Needs no introduction, one of the best and biggest retro Yu-Gi-Oh channels that is out there. I'm playing zombies, he's playing fairies. We played a match. I accidentally deleted the match. I recorded the whole thing, my thought process and everything, but I lost it. I don't know how. So I have to go through and find each individual game. So we go, and he goes first. In my opening hand for this game, was it this game? See if I move the mouse out of the way. Yeah, I'll move it towards the bottom. I think it was this game that my opening hand was pretty fire. Yeah, that hand's insane. He opens up with a dust shoot, sets it, and passes. So my turn. Well, he sets one card, passes. It's dust shoot. Let's see if I can. Does this go faster? As this takes a long time. So he sets one, passes. So, so that right there. So I drew a Dark Dragon, which is insane. So looking at this hand from his perspective, he chooses Pyramid Turtle. I think that's a little odd. Pyramid Turtle, I guess he doesn't know exactly what cards I'm running, and Pyramid Turtle can go get Plague Spreader. If I set that, it gets destroyed. Plague Spreader plus Zombie, Goblin Zombie. I'm tilted right now. Goblin Zombie get me really. That's the combo, basically. That gets me to Mizuki with Brionic, Mizuki, Banish, Brionic Goblin, Vocal Life, another Synchro, and it just kind of builds with Wind Blast in hand. And Rhoda. I don't think he knows my build. He doesn't know what I'm going to Rhoda for. I'm not sure what he's expecting at this point. And then there's Dark Armed. Looking at this hand, Rhoda's going to be one of 3 potential targets in zombies. Armageddon Knight, from his perspective, he doesn't know what I'm running, so that seems most likely. Armageddon Knight, Sin's Plague, or Mally, plus Goblin Zombie, that's 3 darks. It could be Greffer, which seems unlikely. Greffer, Sin's Goblin Zombie, plus a dark, that's 3 darks for dead. Or it could be Stratos. Stratos gets Mally and Goblin Zombie, that's 2 darks. I think the right choice, if he sends Goblin Zombie, that Pyramid Turtle gets Goblin Zombie back out. So it's almost like he never sent Goblin Zombie, but now I can't do the combos. So I think, in my mind, Goblin Zombie was probably the right choice. Maybe he was thinking it puts Mizuki or something into my hand to go with Rhoda. Or no, I think Goblin Zombie was the right choice. Goblin Zombie or Dark Arm, because everything builds up towards Dark Arm. Pyramid Turtle, I understand, right? I don't think there was a wrong play, but I don't think that was the right play. So let's continue. And he just passes. I Rhoda for Stratos because he passed. So I Rhoda for Stratos, get Mally. I'll say this. Whenever I open up with really Stratos and Wind Blast, it puts me, I feel like I'm so far ahead. But any game where I open up just Wind Blast and discard material, whether it's Plague, Mizuki, Mally, or just anything that gets a 3rd dark or whatever it might be, I personally just feel like I am so far ahead in that game, especially if I hit like a set monster. And you'll see later on, I think it's the next game actually, maybe it's this game, I don't remember. At one point, a Wind Blast hits his set monster, and you can just tell all his momentum is completely done. You know, you send back a Spy, a Raikou, a Hamster, whatever it is. Then you get your big damage. Then they lose a draw, because they draw that same card, and they lose that entire turn resetting. So I think that's huge. So here he goes into Gores, and gets Token. Now, this is interesting because, and you'll see, I'm kind of in a weird situation. Token's at 18, Gores is at 27. Right now, my clear way to victory is going to be through Dark Armed. I don't have 3 darks, but Goblin Zombie is going to presumably get me my 3rd dark. So I'm going to fast forward here, and here he summons Herald. Actually, oh no, wait, he switches all 3 to attack mode. And this is what I think is the most pivotal play in the game. He has 2 monsters at 1800, being these 2, I can't highlight, and Gores. Gores is extremely powerful. But Gores is not undestroyable. If I destroy his Dimensional Alchemist, however, he does get back Herald of Orange Light. But he loses a monster on the field because he has to crash. So maybe this was the right play, maybe this was the wrong play. I'm very confident that this was the right play. But what happens is, he attacks with Gores. I flip the Wind Blast. Fast forward here. What I'm thinking here when I do this is Wing Blast flips. And I think he's definitely wondering about that too, because now he gets to reuse Gores. In my mind, Gores is extremely easy to play around. If he gets that Gores attack, I lose the Stratos, he keeps both of his monsters. At one point or another, that Herald or that Dimensional Alchemist is going to get either like another effect off, it's going to get destroyed, he's going to get the Herald. But if I let it go, he's going to keep that. He's going to keep a Gores and token, and I'm going to take big damage. I don't want to do that. I don't want to leave Gores on board. I don't have a way around it. If I leave Gores on board, my hand right now, as it is, plus my graveyard, if I can look at that, that doesn't get around Gores at all. I have to bank on my draw. I don't want to do that. So I get rid of the Gores. He crashes with the Alchemist, gets back his Herald, which is, that happens, and I take 18. So Herald, obviously he can have that. So I set Goblin Zombie, I set Solemn. That Solemn was an incredible draw. It's something that he doesn't know. Probably the best card I could have gotten. But what I'm really hoping for, obviously at this point, Goblin Zombie to go off, Goblin plus Plague Spreader, or Malicious plus Plague Spreader, level 8, like Stardust, 3 Darks in the grave. I can destroy his monster with Stardust, and Dark Arm plays around the Gores. Well, let's see what happens. He just attacks. I try to search, and he heralds. He heralds, discarding Herald. So that's big, not only because he negated it, but he lost 2 cards, which brings us closer to advantage. That's huge. That is, I think, one of Fairies' biggest downfalls. Maybe it's a great deck, I don't know. I haven't played too many Fairies. But Herald, while good, having to discard a card and not having real discards can definitely hurt you. So he negates my Goblin Zombie. I don't think that's the wrong play. I have no argument against that play whatsoever. But the big thing here is not only did he lose card, but he lost 2 Heralds. So I know chances are for any of my effects getting negated in the future, probably not going to happen. So let's fast forward. I draw Mizuki. That's pretty dope. So I bring this back out. I don't want to take the damage. If he summons another monster or something, I don't want to take that damage. Solemn I have here in case he plays Warrior Lady. I'm going to Solemn it. Anything of that nature. I feel pretty safe right now. I just need this to get off so I can get that Plague Spreader. That's kind of my win condition. I think here I just end. Maybe I set the Mizuki. I do set the Mizuki because I want that grave. I was expecting him to attack Mizuki. Maybe he was thinking it could be Raikou. He didn't want to flip to destroy that. Maybe he's thinking it's Hamster? I don't know what was going through his head because he knows this puts the Mally back in my hand. Maybe he thought it was Pyramid Turtle, which puts, not the Mally in my hand, Plague Spreader on my hand, or Pyramid Turtle puts it on my field. Hard to say, but let's just fast forward. I get Spec, I get Plague, and we go about our business. So I get Book of Moon. Probably one of the best cards I could have drawn in this situation. Book of Moon is... It allows a lot, and you'll see coming up in the future. Book of Moon, obviously, if I use Solemn, Book of Moon is just safe against Heavy Storm. It saves me against a light monster and an honest attack. It saves me against a Gores attack. It saves me against Brain Control, which is something else I was thinking. It saves me against a Synchro Summon. So Book of Moon, this is the reason I play 3 Book of Moons. I think it's arguably the best spell card in the format. I know there's like Heavy Storm, Brain Control and stuff, but Book of Moon continues to be just in the same card. So he books, I Solemn because I really need the Synchro to go through. I bring out Colossal Fighter. I brought out for a few reasons. I did want to go Thought Ruler to try and get life points back. But I'm looking at his hand, I know one of those cards is Gores. Thought Ruler also protect me against Brain Control. But Thought Ruler loses to Honest. Same for Stardust, which also loses to Honest being the same. But Stardust loses to Book of Moon, loses to Brain Control, loses to literally every card in his deck. So Stardust was kind of like, can't do Stardust. I could have gone Dark End Dragon, but Dark End Dragon, sort of similar to Thought Ruler, is they don't really allow me to play around Gores as well. Because I would use Dark End Dragon's effect, destroy the token, presumably. I could use Dark Arm Dragon's effect, really. But I wanted to save my Dark Arm's effect for when he Gores again. But you'll see right here, he actually drops Honest, so I take the damage, Colossal Fighter gets Colossal Fighter, I just remove Mally to destroy token, and pass. So the reason I waited was because, like I said, I wanted to hopefully just get over the token and then use Dark Arm its effect to destroy both Gores and token, leaving him with almost nothing. So here, I know what he's doing. I don't, so here you can see this is honest. He has the other honest. I don't know if he just drew that, but realistically, what he could have done, can I go back a play? I don't know if I can. He could have just dropped both honests, and he would have won last turn. So I assume he probably just drew that, to be honest. But I know what he's doing. If you look at my grave, I have 2 darks. I think he's wanting me to bait me to use these to destroy what are live back rows. At the time, I was thinking there are 2 bluff back rows. He's wanting to use them to destroy 2 bluff back rows. I attack over this, attack with Dark Armed or whoever. He gets Gores. I can't use Dark Arm's effect. That's what I'm expecting him to want to do. I do use Dark Arm's effect. I want to save it at least one use of his effect, specifically for the Gores token, because I know that's going to be a problem. And Gores over Mizuki is 1,000 life points, which still leaves me in the game. Plus, I still have this Pokemon. So, I use it, Mirror Force, summon Caius, and Caius was an incredible draw. Caius gave me a lot of versatility with this draw, and that's why I like the deck. This deck is because I feel like I always have options, almost no matter what's happening in the game. Caius allows me to choose the monster, and then I risk quite a few cards. It allows me to save, so that way I can hit Gores or the Gores token, whichever one, probably Gores. Dark Arm hits token. Allows me to summon it, hit a back row, which again, what I thought was a bluff. Use Mizuki, get back Plague, and Synchro into. I was gonna do Darkened, not Darkened. Synchro into Darkened Dragon. Get rid of this, swing with everything. He Gores. I remove Caius and Plague Spreader, destroy Gores and a token. He has no cards in my book, but he does. He has Bokamoon. I wasn't really expecting that, but that's what he had. Dark Arm destroys because I don't want to risk like a Raikou or something. And then I don't attack. So in my graveyard, I think I have 1 dark, which is Mizuki. Or no, I have no darks. I thought I just had. Maybe I already used Goblin, or because I used Goblin Zombie on his back row, and then Dark Armed on the monster. I don't attack because I don't have a way around the Gores token. I can't beat it. I want to keep Caius on the field. So right now my win condition, especially with him so few cards, Caius swing, Dark Arm swing. He drops Gores, Colossal Fighter over token, Bokamoon saves me from Gores, Gores. Wow, Gores, Brain Control, and pretty much whatever else he has. But it's so rare that he might have all that stuff. So I think he just sets past draw. I get Goblin Zombie. Doesn't really help. It's definitely not bad, but in this specific situation, it doesn't help. And then I just swing with everything. So this is the big one. So the reason I swing with Colossal Fighter here, very specifically, obviously knowing Fairies play, DD Warrior Lady, this Colossal Fighter is my only out to the Gores and Gores token. If I attack with like Dark Arm, he has the Gores token and all that good stuff. And Gores, which is just something that I don't want to deal with. I want to keep Colossal Fighter on the field. I don't think I have Darks in the graveyard, so I want to keep Colossal Fighter in the field. So Dark, that attacks, I get the damage, and then you'll actually see he does bring out the DD Warrior Lady. I swing, get damage here. So I know he just has a useless Gores in his hand. I have Goblin Zombie, which I can set, and I believe I do. And I just get this burial, which was an insane draw. And this, everything in my hand right now absolutely allows me to play around Gores and Gores token. So that's kind of going to end the game here. I do return his Dimensional Alchemist just so that way, in case he... Actually, I think he was... In case he had like another Dimensional Alchemist that he could draw or whatever. Revived King to get over potentially any effect monster. Goblin Zombie went and added Zombie Master to my hand, which creates the perfect situation that I can now just go Zombie Master swing, and then I have game with anything. He has to Gores. I can now attack over Gores token and Colossal Fighter, and I have all this to his 1 card. So that's how the game's going to end. He gets his token, he gets Gores, swing over both. I don't think his next draw was anything. And that is the game. And is this going to go into the second game? It does. Oh, I thought that I would have to do that separately. We'll just go right into it. So this is huge. I do play... I try to play some mind games with this one, to be honest. So he summons Thunder King. Obviously, he sided this in due to like Stratos, Synchro Summons, Goblin Zombie, things of that nature. So this game with the messages, I do play a few mind games, stuff that I would also say in your life. I say this thinking, wow, that's tough to get around, and he knows it. It's the truth. I didn't say anything other than it's the truth. It's a card. I'm hoping he thinks this is just something that Thunder King beats, and I guess it is, but he just says something. I presume he was scared of Torrent. My Book of Moon, really just get rid of anything, but I think you go and get out. I want to say, or no, he negates it, so that's insane. Again, Herald of Orange, like, a good play because obviously I had Kais the next turn to sacrifice a Goblin Zombie that I would have gotten. So it worked out for him. Because Goblin Zombie, sack for Kais, remove anything. Because I also had Heavy Storm. Swing over the Thunder King would have been insane. But he has that stuff. So what I decided to do is I draw in Stratos. Again, Stratos plus 1 blast. I feel like I'm just so far ahead. I Book of Moon, or I Heavy Storm, just to try to get anything. Chain Book of Moon in case he has it. Stratos, grab Mally, set 1 blast, and at this point, I'm so far ahead that I don't know what I could do. He sets, obviously it's a Raikou. I don't know if you saw it. It was a Raikou, and that's what I'm talking about. Wind Blast hitting really any set monster, but especially in these in-game types of times, just sets him back. And here I kind of do a New Age Rise of Lock, right? That next turn he'll just draw, reset. I just remove Mally, sacrifice, banish, and just go about my day. Or I know he actually summons that, but I have Book of Moon. I forgot about that. So here we just go Kaius, banish that, swing that, and swing with Stratos. He doesn't have Gores, set that, and that is the game. So that is everything. That's my thought process. I did record this and explain myself as I was going. Somehow lost it, but went ahead and recorded again. I thank you guys so much for watching. Have a wonderful day, and bye.